Welcome back, bottom liners. Hey, your boy LJ. We got a great time today for you guys on the show today. We're going to talk about some movie news, talk about what the Avatar is doing, their numbers, and why James Cameron is the box office king. So, without further ado, let's get into some movie news, shall we? Yeah, we are here, guys. Yes, Avatar, The Way of Water. Man, we knew this movie was going to do gangbusters. You know, James Cameron is on the record talking about the movie, have to break $2 billion to break even. And that's recorded on his little interviews with shows that he's been on. But I'm like, what? $2 million to break even. So that means that, this movie has to break $2 billion to break even. It's crazy that, how much work he's putting into these movies. This is James Cameron. James Cameron is like, destroyer of box office. He takes things and when he put his mind to it, he makes movie magic, man. Well, not magic, I don't believe in magic, but movie gold. Because I think right now that Avatar is going to surpass, it's high expectations they have for the movie. Now people say it's not doing good, it's not doing good because it didn't make 200 million first box office or 178 or the projected number in the 180s and stuff like that opening weekend. It don't have to. Look what it's doing right now during the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The first weekend just blew the numbers off. I think it was 103 million it made first opening weekend. The second weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Man, 18 million, 14 million, 16 million here, 16 million here, 18 million on Friday. Compared to the Friday that it opened on, it was 28% higher than that Friday's gross. It made like 29 point something million. That's already half a $100 million right there. And the next thing I know, 4-day weekend. We all know it's the New Year weekend. It's 4 days, especially for federal holiday people like myself. I digress. So the thing is, we got extra days, 4 days to get the numbers up, and 4 days to continue to this movie to just smash the box office. It's doing exactly what the first one did. The first one came off at $77 million, I believe, for opening weekend, and then stayed in theaters for the longest time. I think the longest it stayed there was almost 2 years, close to 2 years. And look how much money it made over that course of time. So I think that part two is actually doing better, and I don't know if it'll hit 2.9 billion. I don't know if it'll hit that, but it will hit 2 billion the way it's going. There's no competition. There's nothing to challenge this movie right now. I don't care what movie's coming out in January. It's not going to overtake Avatar. Now, it's something that the fans want to see. If it's a horror movie, I understand. But if it ain't a horror movie, that does gangbusters sometimes during the January and February movie times. I don't know why. I think it's scared by demons. That's another story. But the thing is, Avatar. Avatar is the story, is the point, is what we're talking about. And Avatar is doing great. And with this movie is just constantly doing what it's got to do. See, Monday update, according to Deadline News, it says that Sunday came in stronger for Avatar: The Way of Water than Disney expected, grossing a great 24.4 million to what was thought to be 20.1 million. That's the biggest third New Year's Eve, the biggest third New Year's Day haul of all time. Under The Force Awakens, which is 34.3 million. And James Cameron's first Avatar, which is 25.2 million. Avatar's New Year's Day was even bigger than that of Spider-Man No Way Home, which came in at 23.1 million last year. The third weekend of James Cameron title raises 66.8 million. That's a 6% from its Christmas weekend, with a 4-day total of 86.3 million. By the end of today, it's expected that Avatar 2 will pass the 440.9 million 18-day total of Rogue One, which this movie is measured in balance and control, measured by, with 444.4 million. Why is that such a big deal? It's a big deal to me because that 2016 Star Wars prequel has been used as the comp for this mega tempo, and that's what I just said. Okay, which was slower out of the gate than tracking eventually forecast. 2016 was the last time that Christmas fell on a Sunday, and New Year's Day, 2017 too. So this movie's doing gangbusters. As you can see, the special effects, people is raving for it. People is hungry for this movie. And Avatar's 24.4 Sunday also beats Rogue One's New Year's Day gross of 16.7 million. So guys, this movie is doing what it's supposed to do. This movie was designed for this moment, designed for the holidays, designed for people to say, I want to see this movie. I want to know about what the sequel contains, the plots, the climax, the protagonist, the antagonist, who's involved. This movie's doing what it's supposed to do, is kill the box office numbers, to bring it to a peopleization, to say, hey, this movie is what I want to see. The special effects, everything that people want, they're getting it. James Cameron waits maybe 12 years, 13 years to get the right technology for his movies. And guess what? He waited another 13, almost 16 years to get this sequel off the ground. Now let's talk about that. Since part 2 is actually doing way over, what we expect it's going to do. Now 3, 4 has already been filmed back to back. Now they filmed 3 already, so now 4 is half of the first act or something like that is already filmed from Avatar 4. So I'm like, okay, James Cameron had a plan. He always have a plan when it comes to his movies, but it takes so long for them to get out. But we know that Avatar 3 and 4 is not going to be waiting all around the corner. Avatar 3, I think, will be Christmas round about 2024, and then the 4th installment around 2026, maybe. Depends on what they want to do with the movie, the franchise. So, who owns the Avatar franchise now? Yes, the House of Mouse, Disney. Disney owns the franchise. Disney right now is taking Hollywood by storm. Every property that they own, besides Pixar is having some problems right now, some issues with their storytelling, with their movies. As for Marvel Studios, Phase 4 has not been that great. From last year to now, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness was trash. I'm just gonna put it out there, but I haven't did my movie review on that yet. And I'll tell you why it's trash. But I don't think nobody want to hear that. So we'll bump that. We're gonna skip that review. Thor: The Love and Thunder, trash. Skip that movie right there. I went to saw Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I gotta watch it again because I fell asleep during the movie. Yes, I fell asleep during the movie. So I can't really put heads and tails of if I liked it or not, or if it was okay. Now I understand the status quo. I understand the lead character was dead. I understand they had to do their story. But to me personally, I would recast T'Challa. I would recast the role and put in a male counterpart to fight Namor because yeah, that's another story. That's another topic. That's on the Black Panther. I got to review that too. I got to get a chance to do it in 2022. But right now, we're gonna have a chance to do that in your return. So the next episode. So I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't like it. It was trash, brothers. It was trash. I didn't care too much for that movie. I just gotta watch it again. But to you Wakanda fans, January 20th, I believe that Wakanda Forever will be screaming on Disney Plus. So I'll get a chance to watch it again and put my final thoughts on the movie. But other than that, no movie this year shocked and awed me more than Glass Onion, Knives Out. That should have stayed in the theaters. It was on Netflix. It was an awesome movie. It rivals and surpasses the first one. Yes, Knives Out was great, but this one, Glass Onion, to me is better than the first one. It's way better than the first one. Storytelling, how to put the plots in the plot twists and everything together. Yeah, but Glass Onion is better than this one. But movie news though, Avatar is killing the game. It's destroying everything in the theaters right now. And I'm telling you right now, I don't understand why people aren't really looking at this movie as, I'm gonna say the savior of the industry, savior of the movie industry, but this movie is actually saving some things for the industry that people would like to go out into the movie complex and continue to see movies. But with other news, Black Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It is still doing great, man. It has through some this report made $1.35 million dollars globally, and also on Monday, saying it also made a few bucks to continue to increase its total. Wakanda Forever stands at 439.6 million, according to Deadline News. By hitting 400 million yesterday, Avatar 2 finally officially becomes the third Disney title to cross that threshold as a Black Panther 2 and Doctor Strange 2 for 2022. So, Avatar, yes, Avatar is, man. I guess people missed the first. They like the first one. They missed, the sequel, because obviously that little gap between the first one and the sequel it proves that people would like to go out and see quality movies. See, people, the ones I talk to, and kind of like spoil the movie for me. It doesn't matter. I probably still see it or whenever it comes out on streaming or me get a chance to see it in the theaters. I know it's gonna be in theaters for a while. So what they're telling me that it's part one all over again, just in water. And I said, okay. But they always marvel over their visual effects of this movie. They said the visual effects of this movie is so good, it's better than part one. So even my sons, they say, hey, you seen Way of Water? I said, yeah, I haven't seen Way of Water. They said, well, we have, and that movie's awesome. The movie is awesome. Special effects is awesome. That's why the people are coming to see this movie, because the special effects are taking over, especially you got good CG, you got good 3D effects, just like part one had. That's why the movie was getting busters. Now part two is continuing that trend. It's a standard now in Hollywood. James Cameron is the standard. He can't just make any type of movie now without the latest technology. If you go behind the scenes of Avatar 2, The Way of Water, and see how they put this stuff together, it'll blow your mind, guys. It will blow your mind, because I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't seen it. And I am going to see it. I want to see it in the theaters. I want to finally experience the 3D effects. I didn't get a chance to go to the theaters to see part one. I didn't get a chance to see that. Now I have a chance to see part two in the theaters. I don't know if I'm going 4DX, 3DX, or IMAX that we have here, but I want to see it in its full glory. And I want to see it and experience it in the theaters just like everybody else. So I want to understand why this movie is doing what it's doing, because I think Avatar has a chance to supersede part one, if not go even higher. Because Avatar is a movie that has a cult following, a fan base, just like Star Wars. Star Wars been out for generations, and I'm not comparing it to Star Wars. Then am I comparing it to Star Wars? I think I am, because if Star Wars have a certain flow, certain characters that the family or the community or the people that's a fan of these movies or support these movies go out to see, then Luke Skywalker. We can't say that the names Jay Scully is a household name like Luke Skywalker. We can't compare him to Luke Skywalker. But what I'm saying is the whole flavor and the understanding and the excitement of the franchise itself is like Star Wars. Star Wars have multiple incarnations, multiple sequels, multiple prequels, TV shows. Avatar doesn't have the TV shows, but it's only had the second sequel. But right now, people are hungry to see this show like an episodic show. Movie like an episodic show, because that's what James Cameron describing the franchise as, a TV show. It's episodic. So don't be surprised if you'll see Avatar 3, Episode 3. Just a joke. But I think what he does with this movie, the production team, is phenomenal. Like I said, I'm a movie critic in my own heart. I don't judge or shut down or go against the production people and the value of the movie. I don't never do that. But that's hard to bring these movies and visions that you have to life using CG or practical effects or just actors themselves. Location is key, lighting is key. Physicality, stuntmen. The cameras, multiple crew members got to believe in the vision that you have. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never go against the production value of any movie. Now, that said, when the movie comes out and the editing is trash, that's what I attacked. If the editing was not properly edited together to make the movie stand out and make the editing tell, don't ruin the story or cut important scenes from the movie, then guess what? You have a point. You understand that why critics judge movies is how the story the editing, how you put those together. Each scene that you film tells us each scene a page of that script. And once you get that script of pages down, guess what? The scene puts describe exactly what this page on that script says. I'm serious. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. So if you get the emotion, the mannerisms, and the passion of the actor to bring out what the words are of their position they're supposed to be playing on the paper, and they actually act it out, especially during rehearsal and stuff like that, guess what? It's going to bring the movie, the acting to life. If you got great actors that know how to bring the energy, improv sometimes, and ad-lib sometimes. So when I see the behind the scenes of this movie, Avatar 2, I was like, man, that's amazing. Mocap all day long. But look how they're touching things. Look how they're picking things up. These ain't just normal things. Some stuff is real that they're touching while they're doing their CG movements and stuff to get it on the computer so they can render their avatars on them and make it more realistic, make the CG pop out. And the stuff they're touching, guys, it's amazing. Go back and check it out on YouTube. Because behind the scenes of Avatar, because when you Avatar 2, that is, because when you look at it, you're gonna blow your mind, and you're gonna be like, okay, check this out. This is why this movie's gangbusters. James Cameron knows what he's doing. He's one of my favorite directors. You know, Terminator 2, True Lies, Aliens 2, which I grew up on, man. Grew up on all these movies, really. I think I wanted him to do a sequel to True Lies, but Arnold's too old, and I'm trying to see an old Arnold, trying to be a 20-year-old man again. Because right now I know how he feels. He's 70 years old, still lifting weights. You know, he's doing his thing. But James Cameron, though, back to Avatar, James Cameron is bringing this franchise to a whole new level. So, will people be hungry? The question I got for you guys, you can leave at the comment below, is is Avatar a franchise that you'll wait for 2 more sequels? Is Avatar a franchise that has the juice, or is Avatar a franchise that might be running out of steam? I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think about that. Leave a comments below. And before I get any further, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and support the vision. Get what I'm saying? And then just continue to support us. You know, which we're doing what we can here. Support us here at Spreadshop LDB Media Core.myspreadshop.com. Support us. Go on that site. Get some great shirts for your family. Get some great shirts for your children. Hats, men, women. There's clothes for everyone. Just go and support the vision. They got discount prices as well, and there's a promo. When you go into the site, the promo should be on top of the website. Click on that promo, and when you purchase your items, and you apply that promo code, 15% to 20% off your items, man, it's going to bless you. You're going to bless us. Continue to do what you do. Get your custom Bottom Line Podcast shirts, you know, and hats. I got the hat on, the shirt. I don't have the shirt on, but I'm representing the hat. I love this hat. It's a ball baseball cap hat. Now I'm about to here put it on, this hat right here. So just taking the time to let you guys know, visit the Spread Shop, you know, at LDB Media Core.spreadshop.com. Support the vision. Appreciate it. So at the same time, guys, we're doing what we have to do. But like we continue to move forward with this is what we have to do as movie lovers. Understand the movies we want to see, the people we want to make the movies, and the actors. I believe that James Cameron is going to bring the pain. He's going to bring the pain. He's going to bring the pain with Avatar. Avatar 3, that is. But, you know, there's more movies, though. There's more movies that we should be talking about. And right now, 2023, I'm just be honest. I'm not a big fan of Doom. I grew up with the old school one, and the old school one was okay. And at the same time, the old school one was okay. And, you know, I just have not watched the new one. But there's part 2 coming out. Part 2 is coming. So, according to Deadline News, Part 2 is coming out. It's filming already. The sci-fi follow is currently set for November 2023. Okay. The debut and expectations are that it will launch on the Limbo like the first film in the series. Pixies, the stars, and all the crew members as a part of that movie. You know, official status reads, the follow-up film will explore the mystic journey of Paul and he as he unites with clan members while on a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the unknown universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only to be foreseen. Guess what? Okay, not interested. Not interested. I guess I'll check Doom, like Doom 2, when I feel like. But we're talking about Avatar. I had to read that to you, see what you said, what you think. But like I said, guys, Avatar 2 looks great. It's phenomenal. My whole thing was how they bring the bad guys back. How they bring the bad guys back. And the general from part 1. And I heard, there's no spoiler. They send his memories and stuff on the microchip and stuff like that are on the database. And put him into his own avatar. That scene where you see him crushing the skull was his human skull. And I'm like, wow, that's dark. But, I just want to see that dynamic because it's a straight revenge pit, a 3-hour-long revenge pit. So if it's a 3-hour-long revenge pit, then I don't know. I hope I don't fall asleep. I did in Black Panther 2. Because certain movies deserve to be long and drawn out, and some movies aren't. And on Avatar, that movie deserves to be 3 hours because you can't just tell one story in 2 hours and some change and get the full effect that you want. James Cameron, that extra hour, he does it on purpose to get the action. Now, it's boring, I don't know, but at the same time, like, let's say Justice League, that was a 4-hour movie. Zack Snyder Justice League. I like that because it kept fast-paced, kept you interested in the places that he took the story without. Get what I'm saying? They put it in, and that movie was phenomenal. Now, let's see, Ultimate Edition of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. The Ultimate Edition is almost talking around 3 hours, which was a great movie. I liked it, besides the Batman fight in the Martha scene. That ruined the legacy of that film. So, Avatar, back to Avatar. Avatar has a reason to be 3 hours because it's great storytelling from James Cameron. I appreciate every bit of it. And just want to just know that he is the pioneer of Hollywood, one of the pioneers of Hollywood, one of the greatest directors that touch a camera and bring stories to life. I appreciate James Cameron's hunger for this. I appreciate his hunger, his thirst for movie making, movie telling, storytelling, and people could take a lot of inspiration from James. I know I do. Because I'm trying to get to the movie game myself. Hey, holla, people. I want to be a producer. I want to be a director. I want to actually star in a vehicle, in a project. That's why I, support the vision, because I got a production company, LDB Media Corp. That is my brand. That's my brand, Media Corp. That corporation, the Corps, like the Army Corps or the Marine Corps. So the thing is, that's what I want. I might change it. I'm thinking about LDP, not entertainment, but pictures or LDP Studios. It might get some traction from studios. So watching James Cameron make this film, showcase this film, promote this film, talk about this film, show us this film, and now giving us this film. And now the world's watching Avatar: The Way of Water. Avatar is killing the game. The box office numbers speaks for itself. If you have not seen it and you want to see it, get comfortable here. If you're not seeing it and you want to see it, go see it. But if you have not seen it, I have spoilers. I could give you spoilers. I haven't seen the movie, but I already know more. Give you spoilers in the movie than people that have seen the movie. But it's funny. That's just something I do. I scoop on these movies before they're made, while they pre-production. I got sources and I got sources in how to research things about movies and find out what they had in production value, where they had in production, when they started production. Yeah, that's what I've been doing since I was 5. So watching James Cameron back in the game with his clearly acclaimed sequel, Real Talk New York, I appreciate it. It's a treat for moviegoers. You got something to go to be excited about. To look at the special effects, look at everything, the acting, the visuals, the CG, the practical effects, the enemy, the bad guy, the protagonist, antagonist, the to the climax, in the middle, all the Easter eggs, all the subtleties, and everything that he brings to his movies. He brings with flair, and I just thank him for being. I thank the Lord for James Cameron, if he's a man of God or not. But I just say this: I thank the Lord for his talent and his creativity and others. That's the level of true greatness right there. James Cameron is the guy that if you want to know more about movies, know how to make movies, how to have vision and study, go back to his work behind the scenes and see how he does things. Because I do a lot. He's not just in our Avatar, but once he reached out for part two, how he's behind the scenes with the camera, he's moving every inch of the camera with the crew members and the story. But I liked and I appreciate, his craftiness, his hunger, his thirst, and that's what something I'm trying to strive in myself, to get things off the ground. So, James Cameron, no limitations, no limit. They know he's gonna bring the box office. This man sit there and said that this movie to even come into the black had to break even. He said that it had to make $2 billion to even break even. And I got reports read that that's not the case. It's $1.4 billion to even break even. And guess what? He's a few millions of dollars away from even bringing this movie into the black. That's amazing. And so this movie, I believe, like I tell my wife, I tell all these movie fans that talk about this movie with me, I believe that's the question, like, what's the ceiling of this movie? Can it hit $2 billion? I think it hit $2 billion easily. Yeah, they're gonna hit $2 billion before it's said and done. But they're gonna hit $2.9 billion on part one. That's all I see. This movie actually gonna get close to $2 billion. And that's it. Now, I could be wrong, could be not, but with all these other movies that's coming, not in January, not in this month, but in February, we got Ant-Man 3, and then from that on, you got all these other tempos that's coming down the line. Fast X, Fast 9, or whatever, Fast X, Fast 11, I they should go ahead and park the cars on that franchise. Avatar right now has a clear slate. Get all the money he can. All the money. All the money. It has a clear slate to get all the money. But I thank God for it. But at the same time, that's what it's all about. The box office numbers, Avatar, The Way of Water, the box office champ, the box office king as we speak right now. So leave your questions and comments below. We get back with you, on the next segment, and we'll read what you put out there, and make sure you like and subscribe, guys. This is the bottom line. And the bottom line is that Avatar, The Way of Water, is shutting down all low expectations and superseding all high expectations. So the bottom line is this movie is all that in a bag of chips. And you know why it's all that in a bag of chips? Because the box office numbers speak for themselves. Yes, that's why it's hot noodles. Yeah, the movie's hot and all that. So guess what? If you have not seen it, go see Avatar, The Way of Water. I'm going to see it. I'm going to have my movie review on that one. I have my movie review on Black Panther or Wakanda Forever. Give my true thoughts on that when it comes out on Disney Plus. So I'm not going to theaters to see it. And the other movies, this 2022, regarding Black Panther is too, part 2, but I'm not, but it's still fresh. Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange, my two bangers came out early in the year. The movie's trash. But right now, I'm going to give my honest review on Avatar when I get to see it. And I think it might be this weekend. I'm going to go see it this weekend. And me and the fam, we're going to check it out. But other than that, guys, this has been the movie news. And Avatar, King of the Box Office. King of the Box Office. Is there any other movies that you want me to review or watch? Because I got the movie reviews as well and TV reviews, and that's coming out soon this year as well. So just stand fast. We're gonna do what we have to do. We got some real talks coming, some more guests lined up to bless this station, bless this show. And the show is funded and ran by me and my crew, my family. So they are great supporters. I appreciate them a lot. They support me. And I'll take them and treat them out. Maybe. Depends on the work schedule, depends on the strength. It's like I don't treat them out to skip. It's like I'm treat them out to with the movies, man. We go see with Avatar. We're gonna see Avatar. And when we do, we're gonna have my movie review. Regardless, I'm way behind the power curve. We'll have my movie review on Avatar, The Way of Water. It doesn't matter. It's the bottom line review. Nobody else review but mine. So you guys be safe. You guys be excellent. You guys be awesome. And hey, see you in the next episode. This has been The Bottom Line. Salute and Happy New Year. The Bottom Line, weekdays on LDB TV. Presented by LDB Media Corp.